"I love my brother's wife," said no footballer ever, except for Ryan Giggs, who is the king of cheating scandals and infidelity. He seems like a legend, a role model for many. But is Ryan truly all that? Let's find out. Ryan Giggs has a pretty fascinating story that begins in Cardiff, where he was born on November 29th, 1973. With a dad who was a rugby player and a family deeply embedded in Cardiff's culture, Ryan's childhood was surrounded by sports. It's interesting to note that he has a rich, diverse heritage, with his paternal grandfather hailing from Sierra Leone. As a young boy, Ryan was always active, often found playing football or rugby near his grandparents' home in Pentrebane. However, in 1980, a big change came his way. His dad switched his rugby career from Union to League, and the family moved to Swinton in Greater Manchester. This move was a bit tough on Ryan. He missed his grandparents and the close bond they shared back in Cardiff. While making a new life in Swinton, Ryan started playing for Dean's FC, a local team. His coach was actually a scout from Manchester City, which led Ryan to be recommended to Manchester City's School of Excellence. Not only did he play for City, but he also represented Salford boys and even led them to victory in a major school football tournament. Ryan's skill in football quickly got noticed. A local newsagent who knew people at Old Trafford told Alex Ferguson, the famous Manchester United manager, about Ryan. Ferguson liked what he heard, so he invited Ryan for a trial. After seeing Ryan score 3 goals in one game, Ferguson immediately offered him a spot in the youth team as a birthday gift when Ryan turned 14. By the time Ryan was 17, he had signed his first professional contract with Manchester United. Just a few days later, he was playing in big games, starting an incredible football career. Well, it's great that Ryan made a strong impression from the start. He played his first big league game against Everton in early 1991. Not long after, he also scored an important goal in a big game against Manchester City, which many think was his major breakthrough. Throughout the 1990s, Ryan was key to Manchester United's success. His quick speed and great dribbling skills made him tough to beat. Off the field, Ryan became a popular figure, appearing on TV and in magazines, helping to make the Premier League popular around the world. Despite his fame, Ryan always stayed humble, often asking for advice from his more experienced teammates. His career was filled with wins, including 13 Premier League titles and major roles in winning 2 UEFA Champions League titles. One of his most famous moments was a fantastic solo goal against Arsenal in the 1999 FA Cup semi-final, a goal that fans still talk about. On May 19, 2014, though, Ryan Giggs finally retired, announcing it in a letter to Manchester United fans on the club's website. His long and successful career earned him a lot of respect as he retired from professional football, but you know how they say it's not always how perfect it looks in pictures. Ryan was very flawed, he was just good at hiding it, but what he was actually doing broke the internet and made him a tabloid king for no good reason. This man was a cheater. Not only was he married to Stacey Cook for a decade, but he also had a long-term affair with his brother, Rodri's wife, Natasha. Can you believe that? 8 years they carried on behind everyone's backs, starting in 2003. It all blew up in 2011, and you can imagine the hurt and anger that caused within the family. But wait, there's more. Giggs also had a fling with reality TV star Imogen Thomas in 2010. He even tried to keep it quiet with a gagging order, but the truth eventually came out. And as if that wasn't enough, he admitted to being unfaithful throughout his marriage to Stacey. They finally divorced in 2017, but their relationship had been rocky for years because of his cheating. This whole string of affairs really tarnished his reputation. He was supposed to be this role model, a family man, but it all turned out to be a facade. It just goes to show you never really know what's going on behind closed doors, even with people who seem to have it all. It's a classic case of do as I say, not as I do. Giggs might have been a role model on the field, but his personal life was a whole different story. It's a shame, really, because it overshadows all the good he did in his football career. But that's not it. His life kept going south. After his days on the pitch ended, Ryan Giggs didn't leave football behind. Instead, he shifted gears and stepped into a new role at Manchester United, becoming a player coach on July 4, 2013, under the club's new manager, David Moyes. This move was the start of his journey into football management. Things took an interesting turn in April 2014 when Moyes was sacked and Giggs was handed the reins as interim player-manager for the rest of the season. During this stint, he led the team in 4 matches, securing 2 wins, 1 draw, and a loss. It was a short but intense experience, and Giggs later admitted that the pressure of managing such a big club was overwhelming at times. He even shared how it was so stressful that he lost sleep and broke down in tears after his final match as manager. After this, when Louis van Gaal came on board as Manchester United's manager, Giggs got the role of assistant manager. This was a great chance for him to learn more about the ins and outs of football management, while also getting to support and promote young players, like giving James Wilson and Tom Lawrence their first big breaks. Giggs had hopes of someday becoming the main man himself at Manchester United, but when Jose Mourinho was hired in 2016, Giggs decided it was time to close that chapter and left the club. His next big role came in January 2018, when he was appointed as the manager of the Wales national team. He kicked off with a bang, leading the team to a 6-0 victory over China in his first game. Under his leadership, Wales even made it to UEFA Euro 2020. But in June 2022, Giggs stepped down from his position due to legal issues that had come up. And about those legal issues, Giggs found himself in hot water in November 2020 when he was arrested over accusations of assaulting his ex-girlfriend, Kate Greville, and her sister Emma. He firmly denied these allegations. The situation escalated, and in April 2021, he was formally charged. But when the trial finally took place in August 2022, the jury couldn't reach a verdict. By July 2023, right before the retrial was set to begin, a surprising turn of events led to the charges being dropped. Greville withdrew from testifying, citing exhaustion and violation from the ordeal, which led to the dismissal of the case. Giggs's lawyer stated in court that Giggs had always claimed his innocence and was now looking to rebuild his life. Most recently, Giggs has been actively involved with Salford as the director of football, showing his unwavering passion for the sport by attending games and supporting the team. This new role has given him a chance to move forward and start fresh after the challenges he faced. In wrapping up Ryan Giggs' story, it's like a real-life soap opera filled with ups and downs. On the pitch, Ryan was a footballing genius, admired worldwide for his skill and dedication to Manchester United. He helped transform the club into a powerhouse, securing numerous titles and providing fans with unforgettable moments. His dazzling career on the field made him a legend, no doubt about that. However, stepping off the pitch, Ryan's personal life reveals a much more complicated picture. His affairs, particularly the one with his brother's wife, shocked fans and tarnished his reputation significantly. It's a stark reminder that talent on the field doesn't always translate to personal integrity. His attempts to maintain a clean image by using legal means to silence stories only added fuel to the fire when the truth eventually came out. Despite the turbulence, Ryan seems determined to move forward, focusing on his role in football management and trying to leave past controversies behind. His story is a powerful illustration of how complex a public figure's life can be, serving as a cautionary tale about the consequences of one's actions on and off the spotlight.